Okay, welcome vegans. Here is Two Down Under, and look at that. Look at the line. They're getting strung the fuck out in the gut. Look at in the gutter, in the fucking gutter. Look at that. There's parked cars there. All the riders are strung out. You got the Cannondale boys in the front just stringing the. Look at the gaps. These are professional cyclists. It looks like amateurs. Look at the gaps there. People are just getting blown apart. People are moving up. Look at the Bora riders moving up there, getting Jay McCarthy up there. Look at that power. Sagan's moving up. That train, Ritchie Porte, I can think of Ritchie Porte's in his TT mode. Look at that. Just moving on up. Moving on up, moving on up. It's a fucking train, isn't it? That's like echelons forming, swinging off. And this is where mirrors, this is where mirrors need to be in. People are looking back. So dangerous. So dangerous. You clip the wheel in front, you're crashing. Why the fuck don't riders have mirrors? DCI is serious about safety. Put a fucking mirror on the rider's bike. For fuck's sake. I mean, why is a pro cyclist looking backwards? The race is forward. You know, your head should never go back. If you need to look back, look in a mirror. We've got mirrors in F1. Why don't we have mirrors in cycling? Pro cycling. It's a lot safer. It's a lot strategically better. And I'm going to show you why. Ritchie Porte, who was the strongest rider this year in Down Under, he didn't win because he had to look back. He didn't have a mirror on his bike. Anyway, so the bunch is sort of regrouped a bit. Settle down. Their BMC's on the front there again. That could be Miles Scotts or Rowan Dennis. Hard to pick. They're very similar riders in height and composition. And we have some UAE guys on the front. Not sure what they're doing. What's that hand going back there? Is that a water bottle? Is that a sling? It's a water bottle. And I'm not sure who they're riding for there, but they're on the front and they're driving the pace. And look at the posture of the riders in the back. The AG2R rider, head down. You see Gessink there. You see Rowan Dennis. I can see Rowan Dennis. I can see Movistar. I can see Valgren. I can see some of the hitters. I can see Canty. I can see Porte just sort of sitting there at the back and just watching. I can see McCarthy. I can see Sagan. I can see a few riders. And they're stringing it out. They're going pretty hard. So when it's in a strung line like that, little line, that's when they're going real hard. When it's bunched together, they're easing off. So right now they're doing probably 450, 500 watts, just banging it out. And these are pro riders. And look how many they've popped off the back there. You've got Nathan Earl from the UNSA. Tim Rowe was up there as well at some point. And this is after hot days racing. Hot stuff. And you sort of see different styles of riders. Everyone's spinning though, aren't they? Everyone's spinning. Where are the grinders? There's no grinders in 2018. If you don't spin, you ain't winning. If you don't spin, you're going to get popped off the back real quick. Spin to win, motherfuckers. Team Sky, Lance Armstrong, everyone's showing spin to win. Anyway, that UAE rider just pulled off, did his job, popped off the back, doing his job, swinging over to recover for the Tomo stage, done his work for the day, as a true domestic does. And we have the Team Sky rider in the white there. The white kit, better than black. Black is just too hot. Black's too hot. I think BMC need to change their colours as well. Not good for safety for the riders' training. It's too dark. Good for winter washing, but not good for the riders' safety. And in hot conditions like this, you retain more heat. So the best jersey in the peloton right now, I would say, is Sky, or one of the Trek Fluor yellow ones. And the Lotto Gessink in behind there, not too bad colour jersey as well. And probably the Fluoro Pink Cannondale was pretty good safety colour and good for heat reduction. It's all about heat reduction. But you can also see these riders got their jerseys zipped up because today that was a windy motherfucking day. And I'm on this climb. You'll probably see me soon. I'm on this climb watching, and it was pretty windy. There's a headwind, so it definitely suited bigger riders. Riders like Rowan Dennis, Gessink. Heavier riders will go uphill faster on this climb in these conditions because of the wind. It comes down to how much power you're putting out. This climb's it's a fast climb. It's not steep at all. It's not a climber's climb like Angliru or Tourmalet, etc. It's definitely a power climb, Sagan climb. Sagan was definitely feeling the heat. You can sort of see he's dropping the wheel a little bit there. He's on Impey's wheel. I think he's on Impey's wheel. And they're moving up. There's some gaps opening up. People are getting popped. And this is all about hydration. This is about all that water and sugar. All that water and sugar is about pure power. This is pure power. Wollonga Hill. What does that say? 400. Whose power meter is that? Bernal 3. Well, he's only a fucking 58 kilo rider. So if he's doing 400 plus, you know. And the pace is going on and up. And Sagan is losing contact. It looks like Nathan Haas potentially. Valgren. I actually rode back with Valgren after the stage. It's quite surreal. And very friendly rider, Valgren. Actually, no, I think Valgren was more in the peloton there. But Sagan just getting popped off the back. This is hot pace. Hot pace. The world champion, Oka, he's just popped off the back there. Popped off the back. So he's very hot. I would say he would have been better to drink some more water beforehand because he's grabbing a bottle. He was a bit cooked. He's a bit cooked. It's a very hard race to manage the heat. And he lost about 2 minutes on this climb, I think. About 2 minutes on this climb, if I remember correctly. So, and this is a fast climb. This is like a 7-minute climb. And look at that gap open up. Sagan is just kaboom, popped off the back. And it's just a 7% climb. This is not even steep. This is a very, very fast climb. It should have suited Sagan very well. It's not a climber's climb, if I might say that again. Anyway, so we've got Ritchie Porte there. You can see him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheel marked by Jay McCarthy. Smart move by Jay. And look, here we go. Boom, here we go. And Jay hesitates. He hesitated just a little bit too much. And that gap, Porte looks back. This is where the mirror would been handy. And McCarthy's really struggling. He hesitated. Just that another look back. Intercostal muscles not working properly. Intercostal muscles getting interrupted. And that breathing rate is going to get interrupted. So in Porte's probably doing 700 watts right now. And he's just holding 700 watts. And McCarthy's the only one who could match it. So McCarthy's on the wheel now. He's on the wheel now. Out the saddle. Porte's out the saddle. This is how good Porte was going that day. He's out the saddle, in the saddle, out the saddle. Looking back, looking down. Looking and thinking who's behind. McCarthy looks back as well. McCarthy needs a mirror. Porte looks back again. Porte needs a mirror. He needs a mirror at each handlebar so he doesn't have to look left or look right. And McCarthy's opening, that gap's opening up. McCarthy's about to pop. That's when McCarthy should have gotten the wheel straight away. But he looked back. He fucked up his breathing. Good ride. But he cooked his breathing by looking back. When you look back, you shut down your breathing rate compared to if you have your eyes straight. If you're going to look back, have a mirror on your bike. Simple as that. Or don't look back at all. But I think a mirror is a good idea, especially with lead-out terrain. Anyway, let's go to Porte. Under the gum trees. Watching out for drop bears. He's killing it. He's probably doing about 10 watts per kilo right now. He is fucking crushing it. This is a windy climb. He's a little guy. He's putting out brutal power here. No one's coming close. There's a whole peloton behind him chasing him down. This is some serious fucking riding we're witnessing. I'm not sure if you have a power meter, but it's hard to appreciate otherwise how much power Porte. He's probably at least doing 10 watts per kilo. 10 watts per kilo after a week of racing in hot conditions. The dude is fucking flying up this climb. He's spitting up chunks of tarmac from his BMC. He's showering the guys behind with little pebbles of hot mixed tarmac from Wollonga Hill. The drop bears don't ever want to fuck with him. He's going so fast. Another look back. So I'm not sure how many look backs that Ritchie Porte did, but he needs to get a mirror. He needs to get a mirror on that BMC. And because he's flying, he would have won. He would have won, man. He would have won TDU. It was that tight. Look at this. The whole peloton. Look how crazy they're going behind, man. Look at Nathan Earl, a good climber. He's out the saddle sprinting. Look at these guys sprint. Look at that AG2R rider just sprinting. And Porte is like, motherfuckers, I'll be seeing you later. Catch us outside, bruh. And look at that. He's going for the win. And he's just getting the crowds cheering as they love to do at Wollonga Hill. It's just environment for fucking performance. The crowds just going nuts. Another look back. And it's just making Ritchie Porte's breathing so much harder than it has to be. Please, someone stick a fucking mirror on Ritchie Porte's bike so he can win these races instead of losing these races because he's looking back. He's looking between his legs. He's looking for some wheels behind him. And just, yeah. He's got to get a mirror on the bike. Another little look back, and he's just sort of sussing. He's looking at his power beat. And then he puts his hands up, probably a little bit too soon. But I would say. And then, boom, look at MP. Look at MP coming back. So, like, these guys had the draft. They had the draft, and they still couldn't bring Porte back. Sagan has just popped like a bit of popcorn at a Hoyt cinema. And there we have the riders just rolling over the line there, just going, how the fuck did Ritchie Porte do that? I'll tell you how he did it. He did it because he's a hard motherfucker. And he just lit it up. He lit that fucking... And Sagan is just like, man, these fucking drop bears didn't drop hard enough on Ritchie Porte. I'm losing the jersey. But anyway, so we move to Spaniards, mate. If you're smashing the Spaniards upper climb in the heat on a power climb, you're doing pretty well. So Ritchie Porte's having... Look at his face. He's not even red. He looks really hydrated. He's looking tanned. Why isn't he putting his lips on the... maybe it's a podium girl's drink bottle or something. He's not putting his lips on the mouthpiece there. Maybe he's worried about the BPAs. But he's doing really well. He just crushed that. His face looked just so... I saw his face. I saw him a week before Two Down Under, and I thought, this motherfucker looks fresh. He looks like he's on the banana and date lifestyle. He's doing really well. He just looked really healthy. And that's a good sign. Just looking tan and healthy. Just the face looked good. And after the stage, look how good his face looked. He looked really, really good. He had a lot of positive biological readings in terms of... A biological reading is just basically... You look at someone... And they look good. They look healthy. They look fit. They look, clean, fresh. And that's a good sign. If they look pale and anemic, then you know they're going to be fucked. But Ritchie Porte looked really virile, vitality, and he did really well. But put a mirror on his bike. Put a mirror on his bike. Please, someone do that before I have a fucking cardiac. Oh, wasn't recording. Oh, yes, it was.